boy, believe it or not, that was all from just one game. Mariners, Astros, a lot happened last night. Astros take game one of the set, 6-4. Welcome back out here to the pen. It's Brad Adam, Bill Kruger out here. We saw a guy in the middle of the highlights, in the middle of a lot of action lately, is Abraham Almonte. First home run last night. Fun to watch, up to the booth. Gentlemen calling the game. It's Dave Sims. Mike Flowers is back, and this guy's been fun to watch this last couple of games.
Well, he's been an energizer, no question about it, Brad. Good evening, and good evening, everybody. Abraham Almonte, as soon as he got here, you could see there was a little something different about this kid. He's got some spark. He's got some pizzazz. And last night he showed some pop. He got his first big league home run.
He has been a lot of fun to watch, and we've seen the speed, him bunting for base hits. But now he shows a little bit of power as he hits the ball into the right field seats for his first career home run. He's done a lot of different things for this club, but it's good to see some of the power. We heard about his ability to hit and hit to all fields. This is a switch hitter, so his first career home run comes hitting left-handed for Almonte, but he definitely has made a difference in this lineup.
Pitching matchup tonight, Joe Saunders, fifth time he goes against the Houston Astros. He'll be opposed by young Jordan Lyles. How do you see this matchup?
Well, Joe pitched well in his last outing against Houston. He went 5 1/3, did not give up an earned run. The one thing that Houston has been able to do is to get him to throw a lot of pitches. I don't think he needs to be quite as fine as he typically does. If he's able to get strike one early, I think he can put this young Houston Astros lineup away. But I look for Joe to try to keep the ball on the ground, maybe go 6 or 7 tonight.
Speaking of youth, another of the young members of the Mariners came up big last night. We speak of Brad Miller. Got a home run last night in the 9th inning to draw the Mariners a little bit closer. They would eventually succumb 6-4. Tonight they go get him again. Game 2 of this 3-game series with the Astros. First pitch is straight ahead.
Sports brought to you by Ford. We are local. By Safeco Insurance. Do more. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting the Queen of Country, the coal miner's daughter, Loretta Lynn, October 17th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. Getting you set for game 2 of the series. Back out in the pen is Brad and Bill with you. We saw Taijuan Walker make his home debut last night, Bill, his 3rd and final start of the season. He's yet to lose in the big leagues. A no decision. He's 1-0. Take a look, Bill, at the numbers of Sterling Bank. Nobody works harder for you. 3 starts, pretty good numbers, and you got to like what you've seen so far. Early, small samples, but you got to be encouraged.
First of all, really good arm, easy gas, nice compact delivery, good athlete, good body language on the mound. He had a couple of moments where he had some stress. He showed us he could handle it. So a lot of things, a lot of pluses.
Yeah, good 5 innings last night, 8 Ks in 84 pitches. Had some good defense played behind him. We showed you Nick Franklin trying to run the camera. Not so well. But playing second base, raging to the left, pretty good last night, Bill.
Yeah, he made a sweet play right there. Going all out to get that baseball.
Saving a hit there. Hopefully do it again tonight. Good D. We got first pitch lineups on the way.
Good look at the I-90 bridge, which brings you right here to Safeco Field, where tonight the Mariners play the Houston Astros, second of a 3-game set. Beautiful weather here in Seattle, and we are glad you've joined us for Mariner Baseball. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and the Root Sports crew with you. As the Mariners take the field right now, to be Joe Saunders against the young Jordan Lyles. Let's take a look at the batting order that Mr. Saunders will face tonight.
And for Joe Saunders, this will be the 5th time facing this lineup. It'll be VR, the shortstop, leading off, and then Altuve, Crow, number 3 hitter, Brandon Laird hitting cleanup, Matt Dominguez, one of the more solid players that they've had this year, young third baseman, hitting 5th, and it's Carter leads the club in home runs, average not much, but he will hit the ball out of the ballpark. Hose Clark and Brandon Barnes, you can see what he's done against Saunders, 6 for 9 with the home run. He will be hitting 9th, and for Joe Saunders on the year, a 4.95 ERA, 90 strikeouts in 167 and a third innings for Joe. Wants to keep the ball on the ground. You can see a few home runs this year, 23 home runs for Joe. And a T-Mobile defense for the Mariners this evening. Ibanez in left. Almonte is going to be in the center field. Franklin Goodyear is your right fielder tonight. And on the infield, Kyle Seager at third. Miller and Franklin playing up the middle. Justin Smoke is the first baseman. And Mike Zunino will do the catching tonight. So for Joe, just wants to command the strike zone. You can see what he's done in his career against the Astros in 6 starts, 3-1 record, a 4.63 ERA for Saunders. I think when you look at this lineup, Dave, 15th in average, 13th in runs scored. Team that is really struggling. It's such a young lineup. I think strike one will be critical for Joe. In his outings, he's done okay against the Astros this year, but he hasn't been able to pitch particularly deep, and I think he's just a little bit too fine at times. And you need to be a little more aggressive.
His deepest foray against the Houston Astros was 6 1/3 back on April 8th. Since then, 5 innings, 5 1/3, and 5 1/3. First hitter is going to be Jonathan Villar. He's the switch hitting shortstop, went 1 for 4 last night. Here's Saunders with the first pitch. And hit a long way, deep left field. We got a 1-0 Houston lead. Wasting no time. Villar with his first home run, 7th RBI. Houston leads 1-0.
Well, Joe just trying to get the game underway. He throws him a fastball, and it's center cut at 90 miles an hour. Villar jumping on it. His first home run this year. Take a look at the swing by the switch hitter.
That ball get cranked. First career leadoff homer. Here's Jose Altuve. Shows bunt. Takes ball 1. Altuve had a good night last night. 3 for 5. All 3 hits went to the right side. First couple of hits were pitches by Taijuan Walker. He got pitch up in his eyes. Not the biggest guy, but he was able to get the barrel to it. Drove it in the right field.
He's an aggressive hitter. He wants to swing the bat. You can see his night last night. Dave mentioned 3 for 5. Overall, 279 with 4 home runs.
Breaking ball for strike. Tight to Altuve. Umpires tonight: Brian Knight's got home plate, Mark Carlson, Jerry Davis, Dan Iasanga. 2-2 here to Altuve. Swing and a miss. He's gone. 1 down here in the first.
Well, after a couple of pitches away, he throws a little cutter. Might have been a slider at 86 miles an hour into the hands of Altuve, and he swings over the top of it. So a well-located pitch for Joe. You see him bounce right back.
Brings up left fielder Trevor Crowe. Saw him in Houston our last trip. He and Brendan Barnes, impressive covering that big center field.
I was thinking about the leadoff home run by Villar, and we've seen it with Brad Miller, who's really aggressive right out of the gates on the fastball. I'm surprised more leadoff hitters don't take advantage, because most pitchers, starting pitchers, they want to come in and get a strike out of the way, and typically they'll throw a pitch right down the middle. But most leadoff hitters don't take advantage of it. You can see what he's done in the first inning. 17 runs allowed, 16 of them earned. That's over 30 starts.
Breaking ball is over for strike 2.
Flip side, you look at Brad Miller. He's hitting .330 when leading off an inning. And again, he's just being really aggressive on the fastball, especially if you have some speed, because they don't want to walk you.
No, it's a great plan. I think it's terrific. 2-2. Go up there, make it happen.
Yeah.
Popped out of play.
His last 3 outings against the Astros, we were telling him he's not able to work real deep in the game. 5 1/3, 5 1/3, and 5 innings.
Jonathan Villar with his first career leadoff homer. Fouled back. Joe Saunders out of Fairfax, Virginia. He's a Hokie. He went to VPI, Virginia Polytechnic Institute, and State University in Blacksburg, Virginia. Hokie High, VPI. Been a long way down into the corner and foul. Boy, he got some carry on that.
That did have some carry. Surprising. Again, it's a fastball up out over the plate. It looked like he was just fighting it off. Must have had the barrel right on it because it had the distance. Fortunate, it was foul.
Two and two here to Trevor Crowe. Tag applied by Zunino. Back-to-back strikeouts for Joe Saunders. 2 down here in the first.
This has been a common theme for the Astros this year. They will swing and miss at a lot of pitches. Again, it's a really young lineup. But if you can find a way to get ahead of them without them hurting you, you can expand the strike zone. They will chase some pitches in the dirt, off the plate away. Typical of young players.
1,357 strikeouts. It's a line drive center field. Almonte's got it covered. And that'll do it. Leadoff homer by Villar puts Houston ahead 1-0 with the Mariners coming to bat. Certainly has been a catalyst for the Mariners, and he is putting on a show here in the month of September. Let's see where he stacks up in the Mariner lineup for tonight.
Tonight's starting lineup is brought to you by Chevron. Brad Miller will lead off, and then it's Abraham Almonte again, his first major league home run in last night's game. Kyle Seager hitting third. Morales, the DH, a cleanup hitter. Ibanez, Gutierrez, Smoke, Zunino, and Nick Franklin's had success against Lyles. So look for him in the number 9 spot. A couple of home runs for Franklin.
Brad Miller fouls off the first pitch right into the glove of catcher Cody Clark. 2 for 5 night for Brad last evening with an RBI, 2 runs scored.
Jordan Lyles, a good fastball. He'll be 93 to 96 miles an hour, mix in a slider, curve, and split.
Swing and a miss by Miller. Seems like everybody we look at on the mound for these Houston Nationals, 25 and younger. This kid's 22. He's out of Florence, South Carolina. Lives in Hartsville, South Carolina. Fouled off. Youngest team in baseball.
When you look at his overall record this year, 6-7, ERA just over 5, 129 in the third innings, 86 strikeouts. Giving up 16 home runs this year. An opponent's average against 280.
Beat the Mariners here on June 12th, and then the Mariners got him in Houston July 21st and August 29th. Deck hitter's Almonte. One, 2. Lyles in the game last June 12th, 7 innings of 3 hit balls, shutout ball, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts. Brad Miller works a walk.
And the T-Mobile defense for the Astros. Crow in left. Barnes is a center fielder. He can go get it out in center field. HOU's playing right. And on the infield, Matt Dominguez, everyday third baseman for VR. Shortstop Altuve, all-star at second base. Brandon Laird will play first. And Cody Clark will do the catching. Against the Mariners, August 29th, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 earned runs for Jordan Lyles. Threw 96 pitches to get through the 6 innings.
Fastball for strike to Almonte.
Mentioned Jordan Lyles, 22 years old. I'm sure when the scouts were out looking at him, you just get a bunch of check marks across the board. Body check, arm check, works fast. He just does a lot of things, a young pitcher. And as he gets more experience, better command.
Bunch shown. Miller is able to get back.
He will. I definitely think he's a big part of their future.
6'4", 215, fitting that prototype.
Yep, perfect.
Walker looked good last night, by the way. You got a chance to see your son play some football. But
I saw a little bit of it.
Man, he looked good. You can see the progress, the learning curve, picking up different things, going along every
confidence in his aggressiveness. You know, that's what I saw from start to start, and that's what you want to see. Be a big part of this club next year.
1-2. John won at one point had 4 consecutive strikeouts. And before he left, he retired 9 consecutive hitters. 2-2. Another full count here. Kyle Seager's on deck.
See if Derek Wedge wants to start the runner at first. Brad Miller at first. He walked to lead the game off. He takes off.
Fouled off by Almonte. Almonte 3 for 9 on the homestand. He scored 3 runs, a homer, knocked in 3 runs. He got a stolen base and 2 sacrifices.
I think in all of his starts, if he hasn't bunted for a base hit, he's at least tried, and he showed it here in the first inning.
3-2, time called. Jonathan VR, first pitch of the ball game, shortstop for the Astros, homer to left field into Edgar's Cantina for the 1-0 Houston lead. Miller on the move, pitch, swing, right back to Lyles. He was able to knock it down. He's got the one play. Some quick reaction on a ball that was really hit hard back through the box. Miller's safely into second base.
We'll take a look at it. It is right back glove side. That's what helps him as he deflects it off the back of the mound. Only one play for him after that, and that was to go to first. Probably the only play he had anyway. Miller on the move.
So Brad Miller with good speed. He's down at second base. 1 out, and then brings up Kyle Seager. Struggling of late. He's 0 for his last 12, but still number 2 and hitting on the ball club at 278 behind Morales is 280. Leads club in hits with 153. Every time you see Kyle in an over, there's a good run coming up right behind him.
It always seems that way. This year he's had 3 double-digit hitting streaks, and I think a couple of times on some of his overs that you were talking about, the Rangers rolled into town, and he was rough on the Rangers this year. You can see the hits. Mariners leading the club in hits with 153.
1-1. Center field for Brandon Barnes. It's a cutoff man. Miller holds at second, 2 outs. Really right on the money. The atmosphere for tonight's ball game, 73 degrees, wind out of the west at 2, blue sky, just comfortable, don't need a jacket as we come to you from above the A at Safeco Field. Kendrys Morales will stand in now. Mariners doubles leader, batting average leader, and RBI leader. Morales coming off an 0 for 4 performance last night, 4 for 13 on the homestand. Slicing drive, left field. Here's Trevor Crow, and that'll do it for the Mariners. They get Miller aboard via the walk. Can't score him. 1-0 Houston. Trailing 1-0. And don't forget to take advantage of the best deal in baseball. Select Wednesdays. Each member of the family can pick up a ticket, a hot dog, and a Pepsi for as low as $15. It's all part of Safeco Insurance Grand Slam Family Package night here at the ballpark. Next event's coming up tomorrow at 7:10 against the Astros. Take advantage of your savings and log on to Mariners.com/specials. Mariners Hall of Famer Dan Wilson joins us right now. Dan, good to see you, pal.
Good to see you guys.
Dan?
Hello.
Hey, Ben. Good?
Good. Yeah, everything's good.
So we were discussing this. Joe comes out, first pitch of the game, home run. And I was telling Dave that I'm surprised that more leadoff hitters don't hack away on that first pitch, because most of the time, and you know, as a catcher, just trying to get your pitcher into the flow of the game. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often.
I think it's a good point. I mean, obviously Villar was ready for that one, jumped all over that pitch. But it's kind of one of those risky things. You know, we talk about a lot about how hitters trying to make pitchers work, and especially guys at the top of the order.
Fly ball to right field. Goody's there.
So you get a situation like Villar there. If he doesn't hit the home run and he pops it up, that's one pitch, one out. Now Saunders is off to a pretty good start and feels comfortable in the ball game. So that's kind of a big negative in terms of guys going up there and doing it more consistently.
Right, and the thing that made me really think about it is Brad Miller. Brad Miller is a very aggressive hitter, and when he's leading an inning off, he's hitting .330 this year. So there's that, you know, and I think that I would agree with you most of the time. If you go out there, one pitch, one out, let that guy get settled in right away. It's a risky deal,
yeah.
But I just always felt, and I was never a leadoff hitter, by the way, Dan. I just always felt like it would be nice to go up there knowing I'm going to get a first pitch fastball right down the middle and just cut it loose, you know.
There's Chris Carter. Nobody struck out more in baseball than Chris, 192 times. 27 homers, 74 runs batted in.
I think about Ricky Henderson too, below the guy probably who led off a game, I think the most with home runs. I wonder how many of those came on first pitch. Probably not as many as you would think.
I don't think so with Ricky. I know from my time having played with him and then playing against him also, he wanted to work the count and try to work a walk and find a way to get on base and make that pitcher really work. So I would agree. I don't think he was, like, maybe once in a while, but for the most part, I don't think he did that.
Chris Carter, 3 for 14, a home run against Saunders, 2-2. Check down to Mark Carlson. He did not go. Full count. On deck hitter, it's L.J. Hose. 3-2 to Carter. Hit hard. That on blows it by Seager down into the corner. Carter, big man at 6'4". He's in second with the double. That'll be his 21st double. Some kind of strong.
I think that's a situation where he just missed his location. So he wants to go with the hard breaking ball. You can see Zunino set up inside. They want to throw it at his back foot, and he just hangs it in the middle of the plate, and Kyle's not able to keep it on the infield. Again, Carter, 27 home runs this year.
Bring up L.J. Hose. Jerome O'Brien Hose out of Washington, D.C. He was impressive last time down in Houston.
The thing that we noticed with him, and probably as you look at the hitters in the lineup, he's a guy that should do okay against Joe just because of that right there, and that's what we saw in Houston. He hits the ball up the middle the other way.
Almonte's throw hits the mound and goes over Zunino's head, allows Hose to get to second base. Tough break. Carter was going to score anyway. So a single, an RBI, and an E8.
Well, but Hose may not be at second base right now if Joe had been backing up. We'll take a look at the swing again. He likes to stay up the middle. We saw that in Houston, and then the throw. Almonte has a strong throwing arm, just not enough air under it, and it hits the back of the mound and bounces straight up in the air to go over Zunino's head and make it all the way to the backstop. And when it does that, Hose moves on.
Brings up Cody Clark, looking for his first hit. Came up from Double-A on August 23rd. 31-year-old career minor league, 11th professional season. Spent time with Texas, Atlanta, Kansas City, and now Houston, his organization. Oh, 2 to Clark. 2-0 lead for Houston here in the second against Joe Saunders. Off the plate, 1-2. Clark out of Wichita State, same alma mater as Eric Wedge, the manager of the Mariners. He's one of the more famous wheat shockers, Eric Wedge. L.J. Hose, not a big lead at second, 2-2. Foul off.
One of the things I was thinking about, Dan, as I was looking at Joe, and this will be the 5th time that he's faced the Astros. He's had a tough time getting deep into games. Well, he did his first outing, he did, but since then, the previous 3, he's really struggled with it. And I was wondering, we saw Taijuan Walker last night. Of course, he has the overpowering fastball at times that he can go to, but a veteran pitcher like Joe that wants to move the ball around, change speeds. Is it more difficult for those guys sometimes going against such a young lineup? Because I know he likes to set hitters up and get a feel for what they're doing.
Yeah, a lot of times, as you know, Blow, with younger hitters, you just don't have that experience and that number of at-bats to base how you're going to pitch on. And, you know, a lot of times, you know, I think about guys like Jamie Moyer, who like to prepare so much for games, and we'd go over guys before the ball game. And when we didn't know a guy, it was really difficult to sort of set up that game plan. And he's seen them 5 times this year. Their team has changed a lot as the year's gone on. So there are some guys where he just isn't sure how to pitch them. So this is a tough team for him, and that's why they get to him during the ball game.
it made me think Dennis Martinez was in their bullpen. When I was playing in the Florida State League in A-ball, he had to come down on a rehab assignment.
Strike 3 call. Cody Clark is gone. He's 0 for 20 since his call up, 2 outs.
And I'm not sure he knew what to think because we were hacking. And for us, we were excited. We get to face a big league pitcher. Not only that, a good one. We were going to get our swings in, and we hit some line drives around the ballpark. And I'm sure he was happy to go back to the big leagues instead of facing all of his kids down in A-ball.
Yeah, and it's tough. It's tough when you just don't have that experience of players behind you. There's Dennis.
El Presidente.
Well, he was a good pitcher. He was here for a short time.
He was a long conversation with his countryman Erasmo Ramirez of Nicaragua. Brandon Barnes, the hitter. This is what you're talking about, Mike. Young guy, big numbers against Saunders, 6 for 9 with a home run.
Yeah, it's. But now Joe has faced him, at least 9 at bats, and he's made some mistakes, and obviously he has taken advantage of it. Barnes has, and so he should have a better idea at this point of what he wants to do.
I think one of the things you also see with young hitters, and we've talked about it with Houston because they've struck out so much, is they're a little less disciplined probably at the plate. They're swinging at pitches a little bit more. They're a little bit more aggressive.
So Barnes hit for the cycle last time he saw Saunders, and Joe gets him to ground out here. 2-0 Astros coming up for the Mariners. You'll get Raul Ibanez, Franklin Gutierrez, and Justin Smoke. Warming up the left fielder Trevor Crow. See that occasionally in Major League Baseball. Down in Texas, some of the ball girls are active. Raul Ibanez, 2 for 9 against Jordan Lyles. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, Mariner Hall of Famer Dan Wilson with us here tonight. Inside to Raul, 2-0. Raul 0 for 3 last night. Looking to get off the 0 for train. 0 for his last 8. He might do it right here. Blast to deep right center field. It gets that one hop off the fence. And Raul's in with a leadoff double. 18th two-bagger for the 41-year-old Raul Ibanez. Now 3 for 10 against Jordan Lyles.
Raul gets an off-speed pitch, 84 miles an hour. It's in the middle of the plate and down, and he just drops the barrel to it. Trying to keep his head and eyes in the hitting area as long as he can. Solid line drive out to the gap.
Well, as you know, Blow, that's that danger zone for lefties, that down and in, and that ball just kind of broke right down into his barrel and hit it hard to right center.
It's easy for him to get to, isn't it? You don't have to work real hard at it.
Here's Goody. pitch and a strike. Played a couple of days ago against Tampa Bay. Went 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. That goes foul.
For Franklin, just 99 at bats on the year. Franklin Gutierrez, it's been a struggle again health-wise, dealing with a lot of different things. Tough for Eric Wedge when you think of your starting outfield, and you leave spring training thinking Michael Morris, Franklin Gutierrez, and Michael Saunders. Two of them not available most of the year. Morris now has moved on, and Franklin just starting to try to get back. That's tough, Dan.
Yeah, and Michael went on the DL early in the season with that shoulder injury a couple of times, went on again later. So it's, you know,
it's tough.
Injuries are tough,
especially when you're looking at this club and you have a couple of the veteran guys that you're really looking to help you offensively. They're just not available.
Yeah, that's looking for that leadership that's just not able to be there.
Breaking ball fouled back. Eric Wedge is saying, look at our lineup today. Look at right up the middle. Zunino, Miller, Franklin, and Almonte, all the youth we have straight up the middle here with this ball club tonight.
And I'm not sure that they thought any of them would be here. Maybe now in September, but as far as being everyday contributors, you know, for the second half of the season.
Time call. Brendan Bauer, he gets the start tomorrow. Felix Hernandez scratched. Left oblique problem. That's in the dirt, blocked nicely by Clark. Felix with a left oblique issue, and no, he will not pitch in St. Louis. They do not want him swinging the bat.
I think that's a good plan. No reason to at this point, right?
Much to his chagrin, probably. Those guys love to swing that bat.
Base hit up the middle. Here comes Raul. The throw from center field from Barnes. Not in time. Franklin Gutierrez comes through with an RBI single. And Houston's lead now is 2-1. RBI for Goody, his 17th. Good two-strike hitting.
Jordan Lyles, when he's getting hurt on it, is his off-speed pitches. He's leaving some pitches up and in the middle of the plate, and Mariners are trying to take advantage of it. Strong arm from Brandon Barnes, the center fielder, is offline, and Raul is able to come around and score. I'm not sure how much of the Astros you've been able to see this year, Dan, but I was doing some radio on the Astros side of things earlier today, and they were asking me, and Barnes was one of the guys that I've seen this year that I've liked a lot. I mean, he's had some success against the Mariners, but you look at his tools, he has a lot of them.
Yeah.
Good runner. And we were showing Felix there too, and they were asking me, said, well, you know, we're young, Mariners are young, kind of the same. I said, well, there's one big difference, and that is we have Felix Hernandez.
Long run by Crow, and Dominguez no play. 0-2 to Smoke, trying to break an 0 for 8. 3 for 15 on the homestand.
There's Felix.
Well, ever since he got the home run, the grand slam against Santana, he thinks he's a bona fide hitter.
Why wouldn't he?
Because I've seen the other numbers. Open your eyes after you swing that bat. I like the fact that he doesn't cheat himself.
Well, I know you had a chance to play in the National League below, and I came up in the National League. There was nothing more frustrating than watching a pitcher stroll up there, especially when you were struggling, and just take a swing and hit a ball out of the ballpark and go, it's just that easy. But it's just not that easy.
Oh,
It's just frustrating to watch those guys get hits.
I was struggling. I didn't want to see him get a 55 hopper.
Tag, throw down. Oh, and hit him in the back of the helmet. Oh, geez. Hope he's all right. Can he not get a break or what?
No, this is on the first baseman, Brandon Laird. The ball takes him right to the bag. I think he does the right thing, but make that throw, you have to clear yourself. And get back to the inside part, give yourself a lane to throw the ball, but he just spun and fired it and hit Franklin right in the back. You can see right here, this is an easy play, just right back to the inside. You can see the shortstop, Bayard, trying to work back the inside, give him a target, but
and then the shoulder blade
ends up hitting Franklin.
That ball, there's a lot of steam on that ball too. One out, runner at second. Here's Zunino.
Got balls hitting runners in this series quite often, Mike. That ball in fair territory. Last night's in foul territory.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier today on that play, and opened up the rule book, and it sounded like maybe the umpires missed the call.
Kevin Kremen showed it to me.
Yeah.
Runner's supposed to be out.
Runner's supposed to be out. Yeah.
And I think everybody hold it up your hand. You've seen that play before. No, I don't think so.
Never. Have you?
Never. No, I've never seen the. No.
Never heard of it, actually.
No, I mean, I've seen things like what just happened to Franklin, but never a situation where the guy was popped out and then just knelt down and got hit by the ball.
In foul territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sort of anticipated that there might be a throw, and who knew that he would hit him?
Yeah.
Amazing. Zunino on walk. 3 flyouts last night. That ball here. Down to Dominguez. Goody's going to take off, and he's going to get in safely.
Well, ground ball to third, and you have to freeze the runner, which is what Dominguez does, and Gutierrez just times the throw. It's a long throw across the diamond, and if you time it right, especially if you have some speed like Franklin, you should be able to get back over to third, and that's what he was able to do.
Here's Nick Franklin, chance to tie it up. Nick 3 for his last 7, went 1 for 3. Last evening, a 5th inning single to left.
Against Jordan Lyles, 4 for 9 with a couple of home runs.
Lyles pitching like he remembers it vividly.
Brad Miller waiting on deck.
Three and 1 to Nick. Popped out of play. See if Nick can hit a breaking ball right here. They've been going after him with that pitch in these situations. With the fastball and missed. Runners at the corners. Ride with all your fans on Sound Transit and enjoy freedom from traffic and parking. Plan your next trip. Visit soundtransit.org. There's an opportunity for the Mariners. Tying run at third, go ahead run at first. Back to the top of the order, Brad Miller.
Well, Brad walked his first time up. So he didn't get a fastball to hit it hard. The Mariners so far here early in the game 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position.
Ball 1.
41 pitches now for Lyles, working here in the 2nd inning.
Here to Brad. Breaking ball for a strike. "23 pitches this inning for Jordan Lyles. Chopper off the plate, hesitating, and the pitcher makes the play. They saw that Laird was a little bit in between and off the mound. Good athlete, Jordan Lyles. That'll do it for the Mariners. They're going to run to make it a 2-1 Houston lead. This is the middle game of a 3-game set. 2-1 Astros in the lead. Time now for the AT&T Trivia question. Mariners have opened the season 10 times with Oakland, most in their history. Which opponent is second? Rangers, Angels, Yankees, Twins. Rangers, Angels, Yankees, Twins. You'd think geographically it would be the Angels, right?
I think
Especially if you're pairing, if you're talking about Oakland being 10 times. I got to go with the Angels. Got some issue here behind home plate. Home plate umpire Brian Knight speaking with the leadoff batter Jonathan VR. Got something in his eye. Yep. Contact might have moved.
I don't know, Blow. I'm going to go with Texas. I don't think I remember opening up the season in Anaheim anytime.
I'm trying to think. Typically, I don't remember the Yankees either, but the Twins are the one that's interesting to me. I'm going to go with the Twins.
All right. Baseball schedule's open, is out for next year. And here's a tentative look at it. Going to open on March 31st. What is it? 14 of the first 20 games are on the road for the Mariners. Opening against Angels here, the home opener. Yankees come here in June, followed by the Red Sox. And Mets, Nationals, Braves at home. So you went with Twins, Mike?
Yeah.
There you go. All right, got it on the right. Here's VR. First pitch of the ball game. He homered. Long home run into Edgars in left field. First leadoff homer of his career.
See Big Joe come with a breaking ball there, Blow, first pitch.
You have to make adjustments, right, Dan?
Yes, you do.
Top of the order, VR, Altuve, and Crow here in the third inning. Worked away and missed. 3-1. Good job. Mariners get their run on a Franklin Gutierrez. Single to center field in the second inning. On deck is Jose Altuve. And VR's aboard. First walk issued by Joe Saunders.
Saunders and Jordan Lyles both struggling early in the game. Man, Joe now at 42 pitches, 25 strikes, 17 balls for Joe.
Runner goes. Good jump. Throw by Zunino. Not in time. Stolen base for Villar, his 15th. The Astros are 6th in the American League. That's their 103rd stolen base.
Well, they have a lot of youth in their lineup, and when they get a chance to run, try to manufacture some runs because they've struggled to hit, they're going to continue to try to create opportunities for themselves. Easy steal.
Villar got a stolen base last night. Altuve had one. Runner goes again. Another great jump. Zunino's throw. Safe. Back-to-back stolen bases by Villar. And now he's at third with nobody out.
Page out of Ricky Henderson's book. Ricky always said if you're going to steal third, steal it right after you've stolen second. Because typically the pitcher is not going to pay attention to you, and I think he steals that off of Joe. Just gets his hand in there. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, I thought he looked like he was safe.
Hit hard. That is a fair ball. 3-1 Houston. Altuve. He's got an RBI double. I got a hex on Joe Saunders.
Ball is hit hard. Again, another off speed pitch as he hooks it over the bag. So a couple of stolen bases by Villar, and he comes around to score.
Good job of Villar too to pick a couple of breaking balls, blow to run on. And you're right, just took him off of Saunders. Usually when a guy steals third base, has less to do with the catcher than it does the pitcher. Just the guy's just getting a big jump.
Trevor Crow. Swing and a miss. Altuve was a good 2-strike hitting. Joe had him 0-2.
Astros now 2 for 4 with runners in scoring position.
One pitch. Fouled into the glove of Zunino. Crow struck out in his first at bat. Saunders with 3 strikeouts. He's walked 1. Houston RBIs tonight by Villar, Altuve, and Hose. Runner goes. Throw down in third on the transfer. Zunino couldn't make it. And a stolen base for Altuve. We've had everything but a starter's gun go off here in the 3rd inning.
Well, another good jump at second base. You see the pitch down and away from Zunino. That's a tough, the toughest one to field, make the transition and make a throw to third. And so Mike Zunino just having a little trouble getting that one out of his glove, but a tough pitch to throw on.
33rd stolen base by Altuve. Infield has to come up close to 2. Outside, full count. They are with 2 stolen bases and a run scored here in the 3rd. Altuve and RBI double in a stolen base.
And we say that all the time on that type of play, especially if it's a breaking ball or something that's down and away from the catcher. We always see the same thing. It's that bobble. The ball ends up in the air. Is it because they can't get their bare hand to the glove quickly enough, or what causes that? Because you see it quite a bit.
Yeah, I think that when you, especially on a pitch that's down and away like that blow, you've got a situation where your glove hand is fully extended and you're trying to make that transition from a very extended kind of a position, and just if you don't get it just right, you're not going to be able to make that transition as you come up to throw. And it's the toughest one there. And then on a pitch that's down and away like that, you have to stay down there longer. As if you start to go too early.
You mean stand up?
Yeah, if you start to stand up too early and start your throw, you're not going to be able to field it cleanly. It's a tough throw.
3-2 to Crow. Strike 3 call. An important first out for Joe Saunders here in the third. That's his 4th strikeout.
You see the pitch here. Zunino, because it's down and away, has to stay down. That one even looked like it might have hit the ground as well. And sometimes when it hits the ground, it doesn't get into the pocket, and your hand reaches to the pocket. The ball just isn't quite in that spot, and you're not able to make that clean transition.
There's Brendan Laird, younger brother of catcher Gerald Laird.
It looks to me like, Blow, maybe a situation where the runners maybe have the signs out there at second base because they've been able to pick breaking balls and changeups, and Joe does throw a lot of those, but they're picking some good pitches to run on.
2-0.
You may not recognize that as quickly as a young catcher, but as a veteran, do you immediately go out to the mound to change the signs? Or
yeah, it might be time to, at least definitely between innings, have a chat and try to change things up a little bit.
2-1 now.
Joe now 55 pitches with 1 out here in the third.
Swing and a miss. Brendan's older brother Gerald is with Atlanta. We've seen him over the years with Texas and Detroit and St. Louis. Swing and a miss. Zunino throws down to Smoke. Completes the play. 5 strikeouts for Joe Saunders. 2 down here in the third. It's time for us to give you a standing ovation. Friday, September 27th is Fan Appreciation Night at Safeco Field. We're going to be giving away prizes every inning, including round-trip tickets on Alaska Airlines, a Holland America cruise, plus 1 lucky fan going to drive off in a brand new Ford C-Max Hybrid. After the game, we're going to put on a spectacular fireworks show for you. So get your tickets right now, Mariners.com. And foul off the bat of Matt Dominguez, who flied out to right in his first at bat. Bounced up there, Zunino. Nice block.
Nice job by Mike Zunino there. That ball well out in front of home plate. It's a situation there where instead of staying down, Mike, you got to kind of come up with that pitch because it's so far out in front of home plate.
It can go anywhere. You have to be lucky too.
Yeah, you got to be a little lucky.
One.
Well, I thought one of the keys to this game for Joe was to try to throw as many first pitch strikes as he could to get ahead of these guys. Then you can pitch off the plate. And he's done a good job of that. 14 batters, 10 first pitch strikes. They just can't get him to chase anything.
2-1 count here to Dominguez. One right field. Goody won't be able to get it. Base hit and an RBI. Another run on the board for the Houston Astros. The lead now 4-1. RBI for Dominguez is 69th.
Well, this is a fastball, and it's off the plate away. Dominguez just gets a piece of it, hits right off the end of the bat, and he just dumps it into right field. So Joe trying to pitch off the plate there, maybe get a swing and a miss, but some bad luck. It's Dominguez again off the end of the bat, picks up an RBI. Carl Willis trying to settle down his starter, maybe give him a little bit of a break. 61 pitches now here in the third.
So 2 outs, man at first. Couple of runs on the board here in the third inning, and it brings up Chris Carter. Doubled down the left field line. He's their home run and RBI leader. Ball one. Outside, so now 2-0 to Chris Carter. He's 4 for 15 with a home run against Joe Saunders. 26 pitches already. Carter came up with the Oakland Athletics. Pretty classic power hitter. A lot of strikeouts and a lot of home runs. 2-1. Ooh, takes a nasty hop off of Smoke. Digging for third is Dominguez. Carter into second. This has been one crazy inning.
Well, just think of the last two hits. A flare off the end of the bat, and this one almost takes out some of Justin Smoke's teeth as the ball comes up on him. Bad hop. Take a look at our McDonald's Super Mode. You can see the ball is flat on the ground, and Justin thinks he has it in good shape, and there's the bigger hop to it. Right by the bill of his cap. But that will be a double.
Seventh man to the plate coming up, L.J. Hose. 4-1 Houston here in the third. Hose with an RBI single his first time. With 2 men on now, second and third. Strike one.
Tom Wilhelmsen. Long time since we've seen him up this early in a ball game.
Saunders 1-1. That's a classic rebuild mode after what happened to him.
Yeah, maybe give him a couple of innings. Go out there and work on a few things, stretch him out.
That's a fair ball down the line. That'll get 2 more in. L.J. Hose. The 2-run double at 6-1. Astros. Hose 2 for 2 with 3 runs batted in.
Now the Astros now 4 for 8 with runners in scoring position. 3 RBIs for Hose.
Broken bat. Ground ball into right field.
Well, we were talking about Hose, and one of the things that we were impressed with when we saw him in Houston. This is a right-handed hitter, Danny, that will do this a lot. Hit the ball the other way. I think eventually they're hoping he'll pull the ball with some power, but right now, for a young hitter, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's some nice hitting right there. Looked like Joe continuing to stay away from a lot of these guys, Mike, and these hitters just going with it to right field, picking up the base hits, and that situation picking up the 2 RBIs.
Cody Clark, bouncer, cut off by Seager, throws, got him, and that'll do it. 4 runs put on the board against Joe Saunders, a 6-1 Astro lead. throwing out the first pitch tonight. The girls won the state championship. The boys won the state championship and went to the World Series, and they're here at the ballpark tonight enjoying it. That's a great honor. It was great watching them interact with the players, hanging out around the batting cage and with their jaws just scraping the ground like, wow, man, real major leaguers.
We all want to be there one day.
Great experience for you in '81, right, Dan?
Yeah.
Williamsport, PA.
Yeah, we had a chance to go. The tournament was a lot different in 1981 than it is today. There were just 8 teams, 4 international teams, 4 American teams, and we made it to the championship of the United States. We lost to Tampa, Florida. It featured Derek Bell, who's a pretty good player
really?
back in Little League. Yeah, and we lost on a play at the plate. A runner was thrown out in a long rally that we had, so we ended up playing Canada for the 3rd place game, won that game, so we came in 3rd place. But
that'd be a great experience.
What experience as a kid. And now it's bigger and better, and of course putting these kids on TV, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but it's fun to watch those games. But that's a lot of pressure for an 11, 12-year-old player. But gosh, what a spectacle it is now.
Facilities look like they've been supremely upgraded since you were.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful setting there in the mountains and of Pennsylvania. It's just a gorgeous place, and what an experience for these kids to go and travel together as a club and at a young age like that. That's fun.
Going back as the shortstop VR to make the play on Almonte, 1 out.
Did you just catch or did you get on the mound?
No, I was still pitching back then, below. So, well, I was doing both. I'd pitch and then catch in the games that I didn't pitch. And it was fun.
And what was the arsenal? What'd you have?
Well, back then it's just a fastball. Here it is. Try to hit it.
Yeah.
Occasional changeup.
You have good command. I feel like you had good command.
Yeah, I could throw strikes and
work both sides of the plate.
I just
elevate a fastball.
Close your eyes and throw it hard.
Is that your first big road trip?
Yeah, first time in an airplane for me. But memories will take with you forever.
Oh yeah, I think about those kids every year when it's that time of year and we're watching them. I'd always come to mind what a great thrill for them. You know?
Yeah,
they're fortunate enough to get there.
Signing autographs for the first time.
Great.
Good stuff.
Lyles got Seager to fly out the center in his first at bat. Kyle 0 for his last 13. Now here's a 2-0. All 3. Morales on deck. Three-1. Left center field. Barnes has it under control. 2 down. Here's Jen Mueller.
All right, Dave, here we go at the Ford Sports Desk. How about a big soccer match tonight? U.S. and Mexico, and the U.S. is heading to the World Cup thanks to a Seattle Sounder. So we take a look. Second half action tonight. U.S. and Mexico in the qualifier, and Eddie Johnson early in the second half gives the U.S. the lead. The Sounder striker heads it in. The U.S. wins 2-0. And guys, this win combined with the tie between Honduras and Panama wraps up a spot in the 2014 World Cup. Lots of happy Sounders fans tonight.
All righty, Jen, thank you very much. Mike Blauer's looking to buy tickets right now.
Well, it's been impressive. You're talking about those Sounder fans, just how they just pack it in over there. Have you been over there, Dan?
I have not been to a Sounders game yet, but I can't wait to go.
Wow.
Because it's going to be fun.
Well, we have some news for you. 1-1 pitcher to Morales. Hit down to the second baseman, Altuve. He throws the first to get Morales. Brendan Ryan has just been dealt to the New York Yankees. We'll have more when we come back.
Against the Mariners. Hello, everyone. Jen Mueller here at the Ford Sports Desk. You heard Dave Sims mention it. The news just coming across the wires right now. Brendan Ryan has been traded to the New York Yankees. Brendan had been such a key defensive piece for the Mariners. As you see, his fielding percentage, one of the best in baseball. But Brad Miller replaced him in late June, making Brendan Ryan just a utility, kind of a guy to spell Miller there on occasion. Derek Jeter is out for the Yankees with another ankle injury. The Yankees say that he is day-to-day, but the captain has only had 63 bats in 2013. Many wonder if his career is over. So, Dave, a chance for Brendan to perhaps go and play every day for the Yankees, but we will miss him in that clubhouse. What a character he was.
Always enjoyed talking to Rhino. He was all pumped up the other day, Sunday, with the NFL starting it with his fantasy league. He was really thrilled about Megatron. Calvin Johnson of the Detroit Lions. As you look at Tom Wilhelmsen, tell you what, he'll get a lot of chance to play every day because Jeter's definitely on his last legs.
I think the Yankees will be thrilled with him. They don't need him to provide much offense for him, but they need somebody to catch the ball, and Brendan, one of the best in the business at that. So I think the Yankees will be happy to have him.
Here's a ball tomahawk to center field by Brendan Barnes. Almonte takes care of it. A good start here for Tom Wilhelmsen.
And for Joe Saunders, tough night for him. 3 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, all of them earned, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. He threw 69 pitches, gave up 1 home run. First pitch of the game was a solo home run, and didn't get much better for Joe tonight. Just didn't have it.
Top of the order, leadoff man Jonathan Villar. What a night. First pitch of the ball game, a home run. Second time up, a walk, stole second, stole third, scored on the Altuve RBI double.
So Dan, with somebody like Tom, who started the year as the closer and was, if not one of the top 2 or 3 dominant closers in the game, obviously he lost it, had his struggles. And the thing that I've always was kind of curious about, and I've talked to Carl Willis a little bit, but you get Tom in there now, and what if they let him go 2, maybe 3 innings? What's the point in that? What are they trying to achieve by doing that?
Well, obviously just trying to continue his ability to come back and get a good feel for some of his pitches. And I think that what we talked about a lot early on during his struggles was just his fastball. Obviously, we just couldn't find his fastball. His release point was tough. You know, obviously the physical side is getting out there a couple of innings, being able to settle in and find some of those pitches. And then, you know, obviously the mental approach as well. Get out there, get some guys out, get some confidence that you are able to do that again. And you got to work both angles, and that's why he's going to be out there for a little bit here.
Have you seen it before? Somebody that is so dominant and all of a sudden they just lose it?
Yeah, you know,
closers, it seems to happen more than anybody else. It seems that, you know, because they take those losses so hard when things don't go well, even though he was just cruising along.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times, especially with closers, it's more of a mental thing than it is a physical. And I think we saw with Tom where, you know, he began to lose that feel on that fastball, and it was just became such a mental thing for him. He just couldn't find it, and the harder you tried, the harder it was to find it, and just continued to grind out there. And I think especially with closers, that mental aspect is so huge, and it can happen.
Swing and a miss by Altuve.
I was talking to Eric Wedge the other day and brought up Tom. He thinks that Tom can work his way through this and still be a dominant back into the bullpen type of pitcher. It just has too good of arm. You know, he's 97 with one of the better curveballs you're going to see, but you have to throw strikes. Good inning.
Nice hop for Miller, throws out Altuve, and Wilhelmsen goes 1-2-3 in the 4th. Got to get some offense generated. It'll be Ibanez, Gutierrez, and Smoke when we return. Today's Tracer Technology is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. Jordan Lyles and the Houston Astros have a 6-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the fourth here at Safeco Field. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and Mariner Hall of Famer Dan Wilson on hand here. See if the boys can get something generated right now. If you're just joining us, Brendan Ryan traded to the New York Yankees in the last few minutes.
Or player to be named later. We'll have to wait on that. Roll with a double. He scored the 1 run for the Mariners. I guess the good news for the Mariners is plenty of game left to try to get back in this one. And Lyles' ERA just over 5. And the Astros certainly have had their struggles this year. They are dead last in the American League in ERA. Pick up 1 or 2 here, huh, Dan? Just one at a time. Next thing you know, you're back in the ball game. So you don't have to get them all back at once.
No, you just start chipping away, Blow. Absolutely. And I think, unlike Saunders, Lyles maybe settled in last inning and is going to be a little bit more difficult, but that's why we just got to chip away.
Yeah, and the big key, too, is now the bullpen's just going to have to hold it there. You can't afford to give up too many more. It's a good 1-2-3 inning by Tom Wilhelmsen, pitching the 4th.
2-2 upstairs, full count. Tough night for the bullpen last evening. Danny Farquhar came on. Well, a save, his 4th, and took the loss. He's 0-3 as you look at Goody. 3-2. Strike 3 called. Raul's gone. That is the first strikeout tonight by Jordan Lyles.
We've seen him top out at 95 miles an hour. This is 92, but it is right on the inside corner. It's a good run to his fastball. That pitch started in off the plate and ran back on the corner.
That's pretty well executed pitch right there, Blow. That's a tough pitch. We talked about right-handers with good movement being able to throw that pitch in off the plate and let it run back on the plate. When you got a 5-run lead, go ahead and take your chances with some of that, because if Raul hits a home run there, it becomes a 6-2 game, and instead he gets the punch out.
Yeah, your confidence to go in there has to be a lot higher when you have that type of run support early, because typically if the game is closer, that's the one concern, is that pitch. Maybe even the catcher doesn't even call for that pitch because you're worried about it running out over the plate and finding the barrel.
0-2 to Franklin Gutierrez, who is 1 for 1 RBI single, scoring Raul Ibanez back in the 2nd inning.
Speaking of Raul, how about Raul Ibanez? 2 more home runs for 300 in his career.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
I can remember when he couldn't get off the end of the bench here.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he has, what, a 17, 18-year career and 2 homers away from 300 in his career. Never know in this game.
No.
Give him a lot of credit when he was sent packing and went to Kansas City. He had an opportunity there. Man, did he make the most of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, that's all you can ask in this game. And we've talked about that before, Blow, is you just want an opportunity to play every day, and he did. He got that opportunity in Kansas City, put up some pretty big numbers, and then they wanted him back here in Seattle and able to put up some big numbers, and then go to New York and play on the big stage there, and
Philadelphia,
Philly, a lot of years in Philly too. So I mean, just getting that opportunity and making the most of it is what every ball player wants.
Shift on against Gutierrez. 3 men left side. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. That is 6 in a row retired by Lyles, and back-to-back strikeouts. 2 down here in the 4th as part of Fan Appreciation Month. Fans can enjoy special savings on Mariners gear at all home games by swinging by any Mariners team store. Now through tomorrow, receive 50% off select Mariner novelties and souvenirs, including a collectible Dustin Ackley bobblehead. Save big as we say thanks with a great team store deals all September long. Ball 1 to Smoke, rounded out the first. Popped it up. Easy inning for Lyles. Taking control, the center fielder Barnes comes in. And Lyles goes 1, 2, 3, 7 in a row, retired. He's got a 6-1 lead. Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports being brought to you by BNSF Railway, the engine that connects us, and by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. Glorious shot of the Emerald City. The Mariners trail 6-1 as we go to the top of the 5th. Tom Wilhelmsen threw a 1-2-3 fourth inning in relief from starter Joe Saunders, who got knocked around today. And for the Astros here in the 5th, Trevor Crowe, Brandon Laird, and Matt Dominguez. Crowe tonight has struck out swinging and looking. First pitch to Trevor. It's in there for strike.
Hey, you'd love to see Tom and Mike come out with another strong inning here. 1, 2, 3. Continue that confidence building, and good fastball there, 95.
Well, I think the thing that we're seeing from Tom tonight, which is good to see so far, first pitch strikes, 4 out of 4, 9 pitches, 8 of those strikes.
Little dribbler. Tom will take it himself. Flip the smoke for the first out. Check out our CenturyLink link to what's next. Wrap up this series tomorrow. Brad Peacock against Brandon Maurer. Maurer pitching instead of Felix Hernandez, out with a left oblique issue. Don't want to take any chances.
And you can talk about it all you want, but you have to go out and do it, and that is pitching ahead. You pitch ahead of hitters, especially when you have the stuff that Tom does. He's going to have success, and that's what we're seeing here tonight. I can think about the first couple of months of the season, and Dave, you know this too. He would come in, it was automatic, 1, 2, 3,
yeah,
and it was just right away, come in, fastball, strike, and then you didn't know what was going to happen.
Dominating.
But if you start falling behind, it doesn't matter how good your stuff is. And tonight he has tremendous stuff on the mound. You can see that breaking ball right there, how hard, 78-mile-an-hour curveball.
You know what's interesting too is you guys mentioned it, but his body language was such that he came in with presence.
Right.
And he lost that when he lost the feel. He lost his presence. He's a dominating, physical guy. But now, it looks like he's doing a pretty good job working his way back. Strikes out Brandon Laird, 2 down. His first strikeout.
A good slider, curve slider. And that 0-2 slider there, blow off the plate away. No chance. Good little bite to it on the outside corner. You'll see it's off the plate.
And that's just tough. That's tough for anybody. And I know this is a really young lineup, but the fact is that he's come out throwing strikes. Now his first pitch breaking ball for a strike. That's confidence.
Yep.
for tonight. Wilhelmsen had pitched 12 scoreless innings in 3 games since his recall from Tacoma on September 1st. High pop. Raul tracking. Is it going to come back to him? It might. It did. Stayed with it, and it was a fair ball, too. So 1-2-3 inning for Wilhelmsen. 6 up, 6 down for Big Tom. He's trailing 6-1. Astros lead. This is the middle game of a 3-game set as we check out the Mariner calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. We'll wrap it up tomorrow. Travel day Thursday to St. Louis, 4 Detroit, 3 in Anaheim, which wraps up the road portion of the schedule. Then come home for Kansas City and Oakland. First pitch fouled off by Mike Zunino. Zunino, Franklin, and Miller. 8, 9, and 1 here in the 5th inning. Boys, what do you think of Mr. Lyles to this point?
I was telling Danny in between the break that I like him. I know that he's had his struggles this year, but he's only 22 years old, and with that body, and he's topped out at 95, Dan, I think that there's a lot to work with there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's a kid with a lot of upside and has undoubtedly learned a lot going through the league this year. Good stuff.
2 balls, 1 strike to Mike Zunino. Grounded out. Third base.
So he's maybe a few too many pitches here early. 72 pitches with nobody out in the 5th.
2-2. Tap play.
The important thing on a guy like Lyles, Mike, is to know that this kid who struggled there in the first couple of innings, but found a way to get through it with just giving up the 1 run. Threw a lot of pitches, but still only gave up the 1 run. And then now it's gotten to the point where he's settled in. And, you know, starters aren't going to have their best stuff every night, but to try to fight a way and find a way to get through it is key.
Ground ball to the shortstop, VR. Goes out Zunino.
Well, and to your point, probably earlier in the year that wouldn't have been the case. That's why his ERA just over 5, but a little bit high, you would think, for the type of stuff he has. It probably turned into 3 or 4 runs.
Right.
Looks like that would be it for Tom Wilhelmsen. Carter Capps getting loose in the pen for the Mariners, so a couple of strong innings for Tom. There's Carter.
I think Franklin walked his first time. That is foul. Not by much. Mark Carlson down there at first.
take a look at it. I think that's a fair ball. Again, it's not where it lands once on that line. It's a matter of whether it went over the bag or not. Mark Carlson standing right there said nope. It looked like it was going to be a foul ball, but it kind of kicked back to the left, Dan.
It kicked back towards the bag.
1-1 to Nick Franklin. Eight in a row retired by Lyles.
You can see this ball, it'll kick back just enough to where it looks like
it's well past the bag now.
I think so too, yeah.
Look out, another bat throw. Same area as last night. Now they're going to fight over it. Last night, Jimmy Paredes threw it, what, 3 times, I believe it was last night. I think high man wins.
If one guy can pull you up a couple of rows, it seems he probably just going to get it.
And he did. Nick Franklin, 2-2 count. Here we go, Nick. So 3-2 to Nick. 1 out, nobody on. Jordan Lyles on a roll. And he strikes out Franklin. That's 9 up, 9 down here for Jordan Lyles. It's his 3rd strikeout, striking out 3 of the last 5 men he's faced. Are you the ultimate Northwest Mariner fan in the state of Washington? The Root Sports is looking for you throughout the month of September. Get a photo on Instagram or Twitter with hashtag UltimateNWFanWashington showing why it should be you. It'll get you entered to win a trip and a VIP experience to Mariners Fan Appreciation Night this month here at Safeco Field. For official rules, go to rootsports.com. Ball 1 to Brad Miller. Swing and a miss.
Good changeup. That's what you were talking about earlier, Dan. Misses with the first pitch, comes back with a changeup that doesn't just lay a fastball in there.
Yeah, he's learning how to pitch a little bit. Then fouls that changeup with a nice fastball about belt high between the belt and the letters. Doing a nice job moving the ball around, changing speeds. And he's got that 5-run lead at this point. A lot of confidence.
1-2. Bouncing ball. Goes foul. Houston with a run in the first, a run in the second, 4 in the third. Mariners got their run in the second inning. 1-2 to Miller. Takes ball 2. It's the longest Lyles has taken between pitches.
Yeah, he's worked at a pretty good pace here tonight.
2-2. Just away, runs a full count. Abraham Almonte is on deck, 0 for 2. Three-2 to Miller. He's gone. That's the 4th strikeout. He struck out 4 of the last 6 and retired 10 consecutive hitters. 6-1 lead for Houston. A beauty. And right now, time for today's whiff, brought to you by Head & Shoulders with a hint of Old Spice. And Tom Wilhelmsen had a good appearance tonight, Dan Wilson.
He just had great stuff. You see the fly out here on a good fastball up in the zone, 95, 96 miles an hour tonight. But I tell you what impressed me the most was his breaking stuff. You see this fastball hold to Justin Smoak, but he had a good slider and a good curveball that he was able to work in. That was the first inning there, 3 quick outs. And then that second inning, got a couple of strikeouts there. Nice little excuse me swing. And then the breaking ball there. The nice slider off the plate away. Thought he had great command of his off speed and his fastball. A couple of nice innings for Tom Wilhelmsen.
Well, even coming out in that second inning, Dan, he looked like starting some hitters off with the breaking ball.
Yep.
And that's a good sign also. And he was throwing it for a strike.
Carter Capps takes over, 1-0 to Chris Carter. 1-1.
The other thing I liked, Mike, was he stuck a lot to his fastball and his slider and was able to pitch well. You know his curveball is going to be there. That's his pitch that he gets a lot of people out with. Has a lot of confidence in that pitch. But to be able to get guys out without that curveball just gives him even more confidence that he knows he doesn't have to throw that pitch all the time. He's got a good slider. He's got a good fastball. So it's a really good outing to build on tonight.
Yeah, it looked like he only threw a couple of curveballs, and they were to put the guy away.
Yep.
Well, it's 2 strikes to Carter. Carter Capps delivers 1-2. Bounce it up there. Joe Saunders started for the Mariners with 3 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs all earned. Here's Capps. He's the 3rd pitcher tonight.
46 appearances for Carter, 5.19 ERA. 58 strikeouts over the 52 innings that he has worked. Only 18 walks.
15 pitches for Wilhelmsen to get the 6 outs. Solid smash left field off the bat of Chris Carter. 3 for 3, 2 doubles and a single. And scored twice.
He's feeling pretty good tonight. That was a good fastball by Carter Capps at 95, and he turned it around. You take a look at the swing by the big man, barrels this up and shoots it by Kyle Seager at 3rd.
He's got some strong, quick hands, doesn't he, Blow?
Yeah, we've seen him hit a few home runs this year. They're typically not cheap ones.
About as loud as that last base hit was, too.
And looking at Carter Capps, when you look at his season and his overall numbers, saw his ERA over 5. It's really because of his struggles against the left-handed hitters. We know he has the big fastball. What would you like to see him work on over the winter to maybe help himself out with the lefty? He's been working on a changeup, but it's not quite there yet.
Well, I think obviously that's a pitch that's going to be most effective against the left-handers. A pitch that's going to be off speed and it's going to be running away from the lefty. That's what you want to work on. Obviously, you can throw that slider up there, but that's a pitch like we talked about. You have to be perfect with that because it's a pitch that's going to break into that down and in zone where lefties like it. So you really have to be dead on with your accuracy on a slider. But with a changeup, you can run that pitch off the plate away, give them something else to look at, an off-speed pitch where they have to slow the bat down a little bit. And I think that's a great idea to work on a pitch to lefties that's just going to be a neutralizer for them.
Yeah. 2 to LJ Hose.
Because at times we've seen him, he's out there, he's 97, 98. And I wonder sometimes, too, just where he's at and the arm angle that he's at lefties, they obviously see him a little bit better than righties. It's tough, though, because he's so young and he has such a great arm. For me, it'd be tough to mess with that too much.
Yeah, I don't think, arm angles, I think you're right. He's got a great fastball, and I think that is an asset for him. And if you develop that changeup, a good slider there off the plate, down and away. But if you can develop that changeup, Mike, I think it's going to make that fastball even harder. We talked about that.
Point.
And see a good slider down and away here off the plate. Set up nicely.
So 1 out, 1 on brings up Cody Clark.
I thought it was interesting looking at that replay, having the hitter in a 1-2 count, calling for the slider, but Mike setting up in the middle of the plate. Why wouldn't he get off the plate away? We saw him doing that earlier. Is it just because he just wants Carter to make sure that he gets something on the plate or close to it?
Well, my guess is with Carter, it's probably a situation where he has a tendency to bury that slider too much.
He does, yeah.
or work at it too hard out there or grip it too tight to make sure he gets it off the plate. Mike sets up on the middle of the plate. He doesn't feel like he has to throw that nasty perfect slider. He could just throw that nice natural one, and you see what happens to it when you relax on it.
Strike two.
There you can see Mike is basically in the middle of the plate, and that's going to be tough for anybody.
Yeah, that's
one to lay off of it, two to ever get a piece of it.
That's a really nice slider, especially 1-2 down and away off the plate.
There's the 0-2 to Cody Clark. Bounced up there. Clark, an 11-year pro, just called up by Houston. Fourth organization he's been with. He's 0 for 21 at this point. Two and two. Clark is strikeout looking and a ground out. Two. Fouled off. 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors. 2 left by the Astros. A run on 2 hits, an error. 2 left for the Mariners at this point in the ball game. Time called. Two and two here to Clark. Strikes him out. Good pitch by Carter Capps. Second strikeout, 2 outs here in the 6th.
It's the best fastball we've seen at 97.
While the big leaguers slide into home plate, your youngsters can be taking a trip down the slide at the Seattle Children's Playfield located in center field. Playfield is going to feature jungle gym and offers great food options for the kids at the Moose's Munchies stand. So take your kids out to the ball game and pay a visit to the Seattle Children's Playfield. 2 outs of Brandon Barnes, 0 for 2. Strike one to the Astros center fielder. One. Jordan Lyles has really held down the Mariners. Run on 2 hits and he's retired 10 in a row through 5. Ground ball to Miller. Goes short way and that'll do it. They get the force on Chris Carter. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. 6-1 Houston. Astros in the 6 as we take a look at the Money Tree in-time play. And Carter Capps, a couple strikeouts in his 6th inning.
Carter had a good fastball. He topped out at 97, but Dan, I thought you could see that he was working on his secondary pitches.
Yeah, he continues to work on the things I talked about. And I tell you what, the thing I liked about his fastball tonight, Flo, down in the strike zone, had that area below the knee, and got that ground ball to end the inning. He's devastating when he can throw that 97 down there.
Here's Adrian, make that Abraham Almonte. Swing and a miss. Lead it off. Jordan Lyles has retired the last 10 men that he's faced. As you look at numbers, tying franchise record, 476 strikeouts. Bullpen.
Nobody throwing in the Mariner pen, so Carter's going to have another inning. Maybe pick up that one strikeout.
Almonte, Seager, and Morales 2-3-4. Coming up for the Mariners, who trail 6-1. Two hits tonight for Seattle. They both came in the 2nd inning. Leadoff double by Ibanez, immediately followed by Gutierrez with a single to center. Kyle Seager on deck. 0-for-2 night for him.
Jordan Lyles, certainly after the first 2 innings, has dialed things in. Pitching well right now. The good news for the Mariners is at 93 pitches, so this is probably going to be his last innings of work. There you go, 54 strikes out of the 93 pitches.
Three-2 to Almonte. And he slaps one off the glove of the diving VR for a base hit. 3rd hit tonight for the Mariners.
Like Abraham was able to stay on a good running fastball. It's 92 miles an hour, 2-seamer down in the zone. And didn't try to do too much with it, didn't try to pull it. You see him at that solid line drive back up the middle. VR. That's about the end of his glove. So a good start to the 6th for the Mariners. It's a great look with that McDonald Supermo, isn't it? Being able to slow it down that much.
You can see it all the way in the glove, but just couldn't.
And how it bends it back.
Yeah.
Seager gets into one deep to right. Going back is LJ Hose, just shy of the track. As Almonte has to get back. Seager gave it a ride. 1 out. One out, 1 on, brings up Kendrys Morales. VR bobbles, everybody's safe. Fielder's choice E6.
Take a look at it back up the middle. They had the shift on, and it looked like a routine play for VR, but he started to go towards second before he caught the ball. And again, maybe a minor deflection, but he was in good shape. Easy hop for him to handle. Another part of the Astros this year, tight for last and fielding.
With Morales running low, he had that little extra time if he wanted to take it, but he just was to the bag before he caught it.
I'm sure when he gets into the dugout, the coaching staff will talk to him. You're up 6-1. Let's make sure we get at least an out in that situation. But that helps out the Mariners and brings up Raul Ibanez. Raul 1 for 2. Has a double and a strikeout.
Tell you what, wherever they bought that jersey, they no longer have any use. Sold them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All a double and a strikeout looking tonight. Two on and 1 out here in the 6th. It's out of play. Jorge De Leon warming up.
Next pitch will be 100 for Lyles. His season high this year, 115.
Raul swings through. He's gone. 5th strikeout for Lyles. 2 outs. Ballpark Empire, the video game that puts you in the owner's suite, is now available free on iPhone and iPad. Build your stadium and make the decisions to guide your team to the World Series. Download MLB Ballpark Empire free today. Data and usage rates may apply. Franklin Gutierrez, RBI single and a strikeout. Ball 1 to Franklin.
The other things you have to like about Lyles, Danny, is he's here at 101 on his pitch count. It looks like he's throwing harder now than he was at the start of the game.
And a lot of pitchers that have success can throw hard at the end of the game here and over that 100 pitch mark. And you're right, he's throwing hard.
Off the glove of VR and a hard hit smash. Almonte will come around and score. Morales the second. Mariners have their second run. 6-2 lead for Houston. A base hit and an RBI for Goody. His second hit, second run batted in tonight.
Take a look at it. Fastball down, and he hits it hard. 92 miles an hour. Goes off the glove of the shortstop. VR having an interesting inning here. Doug Roquel, pitching coach for the Astros, brings him out. Just check on Lyles, see how he's doing. It's like Bo Porter wants to give him every opportunity to finish this inning. Plays that weren't made behind him made it tougher. De Leon probably ready to go.
Yeah, it would have been an interesting decision for Bo Porter if they were able to convert on that double play. He would have been in the about 95, 96 pitches. It would have been interesting to see if they would have given him another inning.
Send him out.
Justin Smoke will be the hitter for the Mariners. A run in, 2 outs, a couple of men aboard.
Maybe Justin can kick a field goal right here, get you right back in it.
Altuve moving back into short right field. Strike 1 with Justin. Smoke tonight, a ground out to first and fly to center. Speed pitch misses. 1-1. Just again off speed. 2-1. A couple of South Carolinians facing off here. Goose Creek, South Carolina for Mr. Smoke. 2-2 count now. Lyles out of Florence, South Carolina. Lyman lives in Hartsville now. 2-2. Bounce foul. Lyles with 5 strikeouts tonight. 1-2. Smoke trying to get a base hit. Pick up another run for the Mariners.
You mentioned the velocity below, and typically when pitchers get tired late in the ball game, the ball comes up and they get some elevation. But that pitch down at the knee level.
Comebacker to Lyles. Is that intrastate battle? Mariners do pick up a run, leave 2 at 6-2 Houston. Middle game of a 3-game set. Let's take a look at our Columbia Bank difference in the game. And I'll tell you what, first pitch, Dan Wilson, boom.
Well, this pitch, middle, just a fastball to get the game underway. And Joe Saunders throws it down the middle. And Mr. VR was just ready to jump all over, hit that ball well over the hand-operated scoreboard and left. And got things off for a good start for Houston. And Joe Saunders just never able to get settled into the ball game. And now Houston leads 6-2.
Second time up for a VR walk, 2 stolen bases and a run scored. Third time up, a ground out to first. So he's 1 for 2 with a run scored, 2 stolen bases. Be followed by Altuve and Crow. Strikeouts per 9 innings by the Mariners leads the major leagues. Saunders, Michael Saunders in center field for Almonte. First pitch from Caps rides high from ball 1.
I didn't notice anything with Almonte when he was running the bases. He scored a run in the 6th. I didn't notice if he had hurt himself at all. Hopefully not.
Left field backing up Raul Ibanez. How about the slider action for Mr. Caps at $146? Opponents hitting just 146. Outstanding numbers for him. Velocity at 84.7.
Yeah, when we talked about it last inning, we saw a couple of really nice sliders down in the strike zone, and when you can get that depth on the slider, that's when it's tough to hit.
Altuve can hit.
Yeah, I think a lot of times that you see hitters on his slider, because he has the good velocity, they chase it off the plate away, which is going to help that average when you look at those numbers, especially to the right-handers. It's a difficult pitch to lay off a period, and we've seen him get a couple of strikeouts with it.
Yeah, and it's the location, or the velocity is where it needs to be, and it's just a matter of getting it in the right location. And we saw last inning he was able to do that. And when he does, that is a tough pitch.
Altuve tonight, an RBI double in the left, second plate appearance, 1 for 3. Second inning of work for Carter Caps. hit through the hole. So get to the right side in last night's ball game. Altuve 3 hits last evening going right side. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Trevor Crowe, couple strikeouts and a ground out. Back to the pitcher. Altuve already has 1 stolen base. Big swing and a miss.
Another good fastball from Carter. He's been right around 60% with his fastball, so he's definitely trying to work on his secondary pitches. Looks like he's had a better feel for his slider than his changeup tonight.
Altuve started. He was ready to go. Already has 1 stolen base tonight. It's 33rd of the year.
VR has a couple of stolen bases. Mariners bullpen has been able to keep the Astros off the bases, and that's why we haven't seen them run. But clearly now at the game's 4-run game, they're going to try it again.
VR and Altuve each stole a base last evening.
I think, Mike, typically this late in a ball game, manager probably going to go for that 5th run in the differential to protect against the grand slam, and then maybe not run at that point after that.
I think at this point, especially with the Astros and the type of season they had, I think even if it's 5 runs, they'll probably try to still continue to run and put the pressure on, because this is where I don't blame Bo Porter. They've had so many struggles with their bullpen and their pitching. They're last in ERA, and I think that if you have an opportunity to add another run, you have to do it.
Bo Porter's first year as manager, most recently 3rd base coach in Washington. Look at his staff. Dave Tremblay, the former Orioles manager, he managed Bo in the minor leagues, and they've been good friends for a long time.
Well, I guess the question then, Dan, is at what point do you shut it down? I mean, where for your especially let's talk about yourself as a veteran in the league. When would you start to get a little upset if they continue to run? What is that number for you? Obviously, we're getting later in the game.
Well, I mean, in terms of runs, it's 5 runs. Once you get to that 5-run deficit, if you're in the 8th inning and you're still running, that's going to be a red flag for me, and maybe even the 7th inning.
Here goes Altuve, swing and a miss, throw down to second, safe. Altuve with his 2nd stolen base tonight, gives him 34 on the season. He joins Villar in that category with 2 bags this evening. The strikeout of Crowe for the 2nd out.
You can see Mike Zunino doing a nice job. Gets a pitch, middle of the plate. Nice release there. Puts the ball right on the money. But Altuve just getting too good of a jump off of Carter Capps, and no chance to get it. You can see the throw right there on the money. That's where you want the second baseman or shortstop to make the catch about knee high and be able to make that tag. So Mike Zunino making a nice throw. See Altuve thinking maybe 3rd base.
So Mike, on that play, he did everything that he could do there.
Everything he could do.
Yeah.
4 stolen bases tonight. VR in the 1 hole, he's got 2, and his number 2 hitter Altuve has 2. Here's Brandon Laird, 0 for 3 tonight.
Carter Capps giving Altuve that inside move on the first pitch. They're going to have to continue to watch him there at second base. Maybe not with 2 outs, but
that's when I think it becomes a bad play. But, you know, even whether he makes it or not, he's in scoring position. He runs well. I don't think there's any reason for him to try to steal 3rd at this point.
There he goes. He's in there safely. 3 stolen bases tonight for Jose Altuve and a running jump.
Well, that's the point right there. Carter Capps never make. You have to make him stop. We've talked about that, Dave. You have to make the runner stop. If he continues to get that gradual lead and then starts to watch him, here he goes, and then he's taken off. So he had 2 steps before Carter even started to deliver the ball, and he's just not giving Mike any chance at all to throw the runner out.
1-1 pitch here to Laird. Well hit down the line. Hits the pole, and that's a home run, a 2-run shot by Brendan Laird, his 3rd home run of the season. RBIs 6 and 7. Got it on a 1-1 pitch, and it was not cheap. And this is really getting out of hand here in the 7th inning.
We'll take a look at it. 96-mile-an-hour fastball down and in, and he just throws the barrel at it. You can see his top hand come off of it, trying to keep it fair. Right off the screen.
8-2 Houston.
I don't know how he kept that ball fair, blow that pitch down and in, and he really was able to throw that bottom hand to stay inside of it. That ball didn't hook very much at all.
No, you can see him take his top hand as he was starting to make contact. His top hand came off of it, and it kept him from rolling over on it. I think one of the best I've ever seen a right-handed hitter-wise is Edgar Martinez, and Edgar could do this, keep this ball fair, and you could see pulling his hands in close to his body, get the barrel to it, and then get your top hand off so you don't roll over it. It's a good swing by a young hitter.
2nd home run tonight by the Astros. VR led off the ball game. First pitch, the home run left. 1-2 to Matt Dominguez. 2 stolen bases by VR, 3 by Altuve. Total of 5. Most stolen bases allowed by the Mariners this season. Previous was 4, May 5th at Toronto. Chance Ruffin heating up. Line drive into the gap. Matt Dominguez gonna have to hurry, and he's in with the double. It's his 2nd hit tonight, his 22nd double, and Carter Capps having a rough time here in the 7th.
Well, this is a slider we were talking about, Mike, 85 miles an hour, but this one finds the center cut of home plate, and Dominguez just all over it.
We'll take a look at the location of it. Yep, not much bite to it.
Back-to-back hits, 3 in the inning, 11 for the ball game. There's Chris Carter. What a night. 3 for 3, 2-run score, 2 doubles, a single. Here's the 0-1. He'll check his swing. Inning started harmlessly enough with VR flying to left. Altuve, a base hit to right. Stole a couple of bases. Strikeout of Trevor Crow, then a 2-run homer by Laird and a double by Dominguez. Here's the 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes. Man at second, 2 out. Two and 2. RBIs tonight for Houston. VR with 1, Altuve with 1, 2 for Laird, 1 for Dominguez, and 2 for LJ Hose. Two. Full count. LJ Hose on deck. He's 2 for 3.
Astros tonight 5 for 10 with runners in scoring position.
Payoff here to Carter. Lost him with a walk. Eric Woods has seen enough. Pitching change coming up. We'll take a timeout. Get back to Safeco Field in a moment.
Seventh inning, 8-2 right now. Hello, everyone. I'm Jen Mueller at the Ford Sports Desk. And I was watching the sunset here from my perch and noticing that it was dark by 8:30 tonight. That means that fall is here and so is football season. And this Thursday on Root Sports, don't miss another high school football game of the week presented by Papa Murphy's. Tune in to see the Tahoma Bears kick off against the Bethel Braves. The action begins at 7. Don't miss your favorite local teams in action this season on Root Sports. Don't miss Brad Adam on that call. Dave Sims, he might need to take a few notes and pointers from you.
You're very flattering. Thank you. I appreciate that. But Brad more than hold his own. No doubt about it. Does a good job. Thanks, Jen. Chance Ruffin takes over. He is the 4th pitcher tonight for the Mariners.
Three appearances for Chance so far. ERA 2.7 for him. Opponent's average is 167. The pitching on the road trip. Looked like he had a little better fastball and mixed in a good slider.
His first batter is going to be LJ Hose. 2 for 3 with a couple runs batted in. Make that 3 runs batted in. 10,245 on hand. 1-1. By Zunino, 2-1. Matt Dominguez, 2-out double. Chris Carter drew a walk on a 3-2 pitch, and that Chase Carter caps. 3-1. On deck hitter, Cody Clark. Not close, and that'll load him up. And here's the scary thing, Mike. We talk about it all the time. Anytime you see that big offer, he's due. Cody Clark.
21 or 22 now?
22.
It becomes a little bit easier when you have a pitcher out there and he has to throw a strike because the bases are loaded. Now he needs to get ahead of him quickly.
And he does it. So ball one. 2 outs. They've loaded him up. 2 runs already on the board. Strike 1-1. Looks at strike 2. Cody Clark, the 8th man to bat here in the 7th inning. Fouled off. Zanino couldn't hold on. Tough break. Bases filled with Astros. 2 outs and a 1-2 count here to Cody Clark, their catcher. Mariners on the season 10-7 against these Houston Astros. 3-4 here at home. 7-3 down in Texas. 1-2. Foul. Dominguez at third, Carter at second, Hose at first. Chance Ruffin trying to get the 3rd out of this inning. And now he's worked a full count. Runners will be on the move. On deck hitter Brandon Barnes. So the 8th man to bat, Cody Clark. Bases loaded, 3-2 pitch. Runners go. And Zanino holds on as he strikes him out. Astros leave 3, but they score 2, and they've blown it open to 8-2. Washington's lottery. Last year, Washington's lottery turned 28.6 million Washingtonians into winning heirs. They could do the same for you. Thanks to Washington's lottery, winning heirs are made daily. Astros won last night's game 6-4. They've got a commanding lead here, 8-2 in the 7th. Let's revisit our AT&T trivia question. The question was, Mariners have opened the season 10 times against Oakland, the most in their history. Which opponent is second? I went with the Angels. Dan went with the Rangers. Mike went with the Twins. Fans went with the Angels. Survey says is indeed the Angels. Twins, Blue Jays, White Sox, and the Yankees. Long night, boys, to see if they can get a rally going.
And look at the Twins.
Yeah, the Rangers aren't even on that list.
The Rangers aren't on the list, but the other thing about the Twins is I'm not sure how many openers you want
in Minnesota.
They used to be in the Metrodome, and now,
especially now, yeah,
it's a beautiful ballpark, but a little chilly in April.
They have, yeah. What was it? The Mets went back there recently to make up a game. I'm sure there are others. New pitcher for Houston, Jorge De Leon. Mike Zunino looks at strike one.
For De Leon, 5 appearances for him. He's only pitched 3 2/3 innings. A couple of strikeouts, 1 walk.
Zunino 0 for 2 tonight. Oh, 2 strikes. One, 2 to Mike. High. Two and 2 to Zunino, and then misses. We 2. Popped up. Taking a look. Cody Clark's got a play. Wow.
These are tough at bats. Blow for Mike Zunino. He's caught a lot of pitches back there. He's had to move around, block a lot of balls. He's got to be tired back there, and it's tough for him.
Thinking along those lines, Dan, how long were you in the league before? It wasn't always just your defense the priority and getting those pitchers through the innings, and you could start to think a little bit more about your offense.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think obviously with Mike, his strength is right now is his defense, and does such a nice job with the pitching staff, and that is a priority for him, and he does that so well. And you know, we all know, as we can see, his bat is going to be there and it's going to come. But right now, you know, tonight a tough assignment. Has seen a lot of pitches back there, and he's done a nice job. And you know, he does do such a great job behind the plate, and these pitchers love throwing to him.
Fly ball center field. Brendan Barnes 2 down. One piece of news made here tonight by the Mariners. They traded Brendan Ryan to the Yankees for a player to be named later. As you know, Brendan, one of the finest glove men at shortstop in Major League Baseball. The hitting has not been where he would like it, but he'll be an asset to the Yankees with Derek Jeter injured yet again.
Well, hopefully he's excited about the opportunity. I'm sure that he is. It looks like he's going to get a chance to play, which wasn't going to happen here, and it's because of this man right here, Brad Miller, stepping in. So Brendan going to New York.
Brendan would like to reclaim that run he had back in 09 when he hit 292 in 129 games. Been all downhill since then.
Boy, is he fun to watch at shortstop, though.
Yes. Two and 1. to Brad Miller. Michael Saunders is on deck. Two and two with 2 outs. Full count. Brad Miller works a 2-out walk. We'll bring up Michael Saunders for the first time. Entered the game as a defensive replacement for Abraham Almonte. Enjoy Mariners game from the All-Star Club located on the suite level. This premium section features both outdoor and indoor seating, private bar, and an all-inclusive buffet. It's ideal for entertaining clients, family, and friends. For more info about the All-Star Club at Safeco Field, visit mariners.com/premium. First time up for Michael Saunders. Entered last night's game in the 8th inning, struck out looking. Altuve can't get it, nor can VR. Holding at second is Miller. Base hit for Saunders. So 2 outs, 2 on for the Mariners. Brings up Kyle Seager, who's 0 for 3. Seager now for his last 15, looking to break that.
Well, they had the shift on for Michael, but he's aggressive. Hits first pitch fastball, finds a hole in the shift, so he'll pick up a base hit.
Kyle's flied out to all 3 outfield positions tonight. 2 on here. Strike 1. Ball and a strike. So got away from the Mariners early, give up a run in the first, run in the second. Mariners countered with 1 run in the home second, but then 4 in the top of the third and 2 more in the 7th. Mariners' second run coming in the 6th. Man responsible for driving in both runs, Franklin Gutierrez. Point 2. Miller at second, Saunders at first. One-two pitch here to Seager. 2-2. Full count now to Seager. Miller and Saunders with good speed on the base paths. They'll be moving. Kendrys Morales is on deck. Three and 2 to Seager. Foul it back. Plays Seager straight away. 3-2. Miller and Saunders. They take off the pitch. Now back again.
I'll take a look at it. We'll leave it for a minute. You need me to examine it?
Big shift on for Seager. 3-2. Pitch. Walked in, bases are loaded.
De Leon did a nice job on the first couple hitters blow, but walk, base hit, and a walk. You got a 6-run lead like this, you just got to pound that strike zone.
That won't endear you to your manager,
No.
that's for sure.
No, Bo Porter certainly can't be enjoying that.
I'll bring up Morales. See what Kendricks has done in his career with the bases loaded. High average, 395 with a couple of grand slams this year, just 2 for 4. Doug Brokill, the pitching coach, probably going out and delivering that message right now, Dan.
Go get him. Go get him.
Probably in no uncertain terms either.
Right.
We saw Mr. Zide last night. Josh Zide threw a scoreless inning, walked one batter last evening.
This is what you talked about, Bo Porter forced to continue to score runs.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really only one swing away from a 2-run ball game at this point.
Strike one to Morales, who is 0 for 3 tonight. Have him loaded up here in the 7th. Morales 2 for 4 with the bases loaded this year. No homers, 5 runs batted in. Ball, 2 strikes. 8 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. 6 left on base tonight by Houston. 2 runs, 5 hits, an error. Mariners have left 4 coming into this inning. One and 2 here to Morales. Way outside. Two and 2. One after him, struck him out. Mariners leave him loaded. We go to the 8th. It's all Houston 8-2. 8-2 Astros as we play the top of the 8th inning. Brendan Barnes will lead it off against Chance Ruffin. Ruffin came on, walked Hose, LJ Hose, and then got a strikeout of Cody Clark with the bases loaded to end the 7th. Astros in the 7th, 8 men to the plate, 2 runs, 3 hits, and left 3. Strike 1 to Barnes, 0 for 3 tonight. Two. Ruffin, the 4th pitcher tonight, used by the Mariners. Joe Saunders started, didn't have it, lasted 3. Tom Wilhelmsen with 2 innings of scoreless ball, struck out 1. Carter Capps got touched up. 4 hits, couple of runs. Here is a base hit on an 0-2 pitch down into the corner. Brendan Barnes with the double. That's his 17th. Here's Jen Mueller.
All right, Dave, there is definitely a buzz around the city. We are here from the Ford Sports Desk as Seahawk fans get ready for the big game against the division rival Niners this week. And tomorrow, the 12th man will want to tune into Root Sports for Seahawks All Access. From Russell Wilson's pregame speech to the team in Carolina to all the big plays from Week 1, Seahawks All Access puts you on the sidelines for a season-opening win on the road. Seahawks All Access tomorrow night at 10:30 as we count it down to Sunday against the Niners. Dave?
That'll be a big one for sure. The nation will be watching. Thanks, Jen. Big swing and a miss. Jonathan VR, 1 for 3. First pitch of the ball game, he homered over the hand-operated scoreboard in left field. Since then, a walk, 2 stolen bases, a ground out, and a fly out. Swing and a miss by VR, 0-2. That double by Barnes, the 12th hit tonight for Houston. Reiner Cruz prepares to come in. Long look by Ruffin. He's ready. 0-2. Strike him out. James Ruffin's second K. 1 out. Man aboard here in the 8th. That'll bring up Jose Altuve.
Just elevates a fastball. PR was aggressive the entire at bat trying to get on that fastball. Well, that went up out of the strike zone. You can see above the letters.
And the pitch before it, he went up top there too, and VR fouled it back, so chance to go up a little bit higher.
Altuve having a good night. He is 2 for 4, has scored 2 runs, driven in a run, and stolen 3 bases tonight.
Left field for Raul Ibanez. 2 outs. Bring up Trevor Crowe. He's looking for his first hit tonight. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. 1 looking. What a night offensively for the Astros. 8 extra base hits, couple of home runs, 6 doubles, 5 stolen bases, and 5 for 13 runners in scoring position. 2-0. Oh, inside, the runner's going to advance. The runner at third now. Orange down at third. On the wild pitch with 2 outs and a 3-0 count here to Trevor Crowe. Walking.
Now we'll bring up Brandon Laird. Laird hit one of the hardest home runs we've seen this year. He just lined it down the line. It was an impressive swing on a fastball that was on the inside corner. We were talking about it, Dan, just to keep that ball fair. He was out of here in a hurry. He hit the screen on the foul pole.
Yeah, a lot of right-handers come over the top of that blow like we talked about and hook that thing into the seats, but Laird came right down on it, stayed inside, hit a rocket off that screen.
Poor Laird, his 3rd home run of the year. Saw Lucas Lidke, the left-hander, getting loose in the pen for the Mariners.
Ruffin having a little trouble here trying to find that zone.
Boy, he's not close. 2-0. Doing one. Leadoff double by Barnes, strikeout, fly out. Taking third on a wild pitch and a walk. The Crow has it first and third. 2 outs. Strike 2, 2-2. Look out. See that one out of his, coming out of his hand. That didn't look good at all. Bases are loaded.
Right on the elbow. It was with a curveball, 75 miles an hour, but it squared him up pretty good. Take a look at it. This just slips out of Chance's hand. Not much break to it. Right on the point of his elbow.
Yep. You could see that curveball just slip right out of his hand. Couldn't get on top of it at all. Trainer taking a look at it. You don't see any more of that. Remember they used to use that spray?
Cold spray.
Cold spray. You don't see any cold spray anymore.
I don't think it worked too well, Dad.
It'd burn your skin off.
I used to think that. Well, let's see, it hurts really bad. Now it's really cold and it still hurts. Not sure what the point of it, but yeah, you're right. You don't see it anymore. There you go. Some seams on the elbow.
We'll see mark.
Bring up Matt Dominguez. Dominguez 2 for 4 tonight.
Bases loaded. Had him loaded in the 7th. Scored twice in that inning. Starts him off with ball 1. Ball 2. He's got to throw a strike here. Dominguez is ready to jump out of his shoes.
Yeah, he's having a tough time with that, though, Dave. You look at his pitches, 33 pitches, 17 strikes, 16 balls. That's not the split that you want to see.
Two and one. Two count now to Matt Dominguez. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Two. Full count. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Chris Carter on deck. He's had a heck of a night.
Well, I think Ruffin would have to go at him with a fastball blow, but he's just had not very good command with that pitch or the slider, so it's a toss-up.
3-3 runners go, and it's popped up, goes foul out of play.
Fastball, I think he has to come right back with it again, Dan, and hope he hits it at somebody.
Yep, he's got to.
Three-two. Runners take off. The pitch popped up. Smoke. Don't play. Inventive, and it failed. Do it again. 3-2. The runner's moving. Pitch. Ball 4. Oh, brother. Walks in a run. Here comes Eric Wedge. Bases are still loaded. We'll take a timeout. 9-2 Houston is your score. Brought to you by Mazda. We believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. By Sterling Bank. Nobody works harder for you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. And by Jack in a Box. Go big at participating Jack in a Box with Jack's really big chicken sandwich combos for only $3.99 plus tax. Long night here for the Mariners. A lot of fans exiting via the ferry here in the 8th inning. The Astros are about to send their 7th man to the plate. They sent 8 to the plate in the 7th inning, scoring twice on 3 hits and leaving bases loaded. And another bases loaded situation here for Lucas Litke. And he's a lefty going against a righty hitting power hitter, Chris Carter, who's already 3 for 3, 2 runs scored tonight, plus a walk.
And for Lucas, a 4.18 ERA, 24 strikeouts, 12 walks, giving up a couple of home runs this year.
Litke, the 5th pitcher tonight for the Mariners. Ball 1 to Carter. Carter, the Astros home run and RBI man, leader. Hit the ball hard 3 times here tonight. And not a good start for Lucas, 2-0. 9 runs, 12 hits, and an error for Houston, 2-5-1 for the Mariners. Goody's driven in both runs for Seattle, and that's it.
You got to believe Carter's going to come unglued on this pitch.
Yeah, that fastball anywhere near the plate.
Not near the plate, so 3-0. Well, Jay Hose, he's had a good night. 2 for 3. 3 runs batted in. Walk and a strikeout. Rio. Not close. Walks him in. Goodness gracious. Back-to-back bases loaded walks. Double figures for the Astros at 10-2 lead.
Look at this inning. That's what it's about. 3 walks and a hit batter.
Poe's an aggressive hitter. Chops this one down to Seager. He'll go short way, and that'll do it. Long inning, 8 men to the plate. Wasn't pretty at all. They scored 2 runs to make it a 10-2 lead. Thank you, Tom Simons. Good work. 10-2 Astros. couple of long half innings, 7th and 8th inning for Houston. Boy, they've done some damage. 4 runs on 4 hits, left 6. Sent 8 men to the plate in both innings. Reiner Cruz takes over.
Yeah, take a look at the numbers for Cruz. This will be his 15th game, 0-1 record. 14 in the 3rd innings. 6 strikeouts, 9 walks. Opponents hitting .357 off of Cruz.
Well, his charge is to throw strikes. If you're the Mariners, maybe you can get lucky and hit a bunch. Raul a double. Scored the Mariners' first run when Goody drove him in back in the 2nd inning. And a strikeout looking and a strikeout swinging. Ball 1.
Cruz, pretty good live arm blow. A little bit of a slinger, throwing it at 98 on that fastball.
Yeah, he's going to be tough, especially on the right-handed hitters. That last fastball, 98 miles an hour. And
gets on top of one, fouls it.
It's one way to take care of it. Cheat a little bit and get on the fastball, right?
Raul swings and misses at a 1-2 offering. Here's Jen Mueller.
Keeping track of some of the wild card races. So how about if we get you out to one of those games here? It's the Yankees and the Orioles tonight, and those are tied up at 4 in the 8th inning. And that's when Alfonso Soriano steps in and helps the Yankees pull away. It is a 2-run homer. The Yanks go on to win after getting 4 runs in the inning. 7-5 your final. Dave?
All right, Jen, thank you. Franklin Gutierrez has driven in both Mariner runs as we check out the wild card standings. Getting tight, and Mike, here come those Indians.
Yep. Schedule, we talked about that. Schedule in the Indians' favor. A lot of weak teams that they're playing to finish up, so I mean, as good a chance as anybody. If they get hot swinging it, we know that they can do that, score some runs. I'm still amazed, and maybe I shouldn't be anymore, Dan, but when you look at the West, that Oakland's out front again. The Rangers have been leading, and now you have the A's 2-game lead. Both clubs losing tonight, but a 2-game lead. Here we go again.
Yeah, it's a repeat of last year. Maybe not quite as dramatic, but
right.
Oakland just continuing to press on.
No play for catcher Clark.
Especially when you look at the lineup that Texas has, and the lineup that Oakland has, a lot of players you just don't hear too much about, but they somehow win ball games, and good pitching staff. But
the Rangers have a good pitching staff too.
I know.
2-1 to Goody. 2-2.
Did you see the exchange between Buck Showalter and Joe Girardi?
I saw that last night.
Yeah, about stealing signs.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? I think it's up to you to take care of your own business on your signs. If the other team can get an advantage because they can pick them up, I think it's on you.
Going back is VR. 2 outs.
What do you think?
Yeah, I do tend to agree. I think, you know, obviously guys are out there stealing signs, and as a catcher with runners at second base, runners at first base, you do what you can to disguise those signs. And if they pick them up, not necessarily your fault. It's, I mean, the base runner's fault. It's the catcher's fault or the pitcher's fault for doing something that's so simple that they're easy to get. So,
well, you were talking about it even earlier in this game. maybe they're picking something up. You have to go out there and switch things up as far as the signs go. And I just think it's you have to handle your own business. I mean, we know it all the time. Runners are taking their leads over at first. They're always going to peek in to see if they can steal a sign from catcher to run on an off-speed pitch, and it's up to the catcher to not let him do that.
So I don't see what the beef was, to be honest with you. Buck said he didn't want anybody talking to his third base coach. But I mean, I didn't think that was necessarily a throwdown situation. I mean,
the only thing that's different about that is if the third base coach is giving location. That's different than stealing a sign.
Which is what sounded like maybe was happening. I didn't get a chance to watch the game, but it sounded like from what I could pick up was the catcher was moving maybe a little early. They were able to pick up location and where the catcher was setting up. Whether or not they were relaying that, I don't know. And I think below, we've had plenty of situations where we've been able to get signs, and I know as a hitter, I didn't want them.
No. I know the runners out at second base will give them all the time, too.
Yeah.
Barnes ranging over into the gap to pick this one off on Metal Dirt. We go to the ninth, 10-2 Houston. Into as we play top of the ninth. Be here this fall as Big Sky Conference football kicks off on Root Sports. Presented by your local Ford stores. Watch the Cal Poly Mustangs take on the Portland State Vikings at 7 p.m. on September 26th. Catch all the action on the home of Big Sky football, Root Sports. Well, here is Cody Clark. Lead it off tonight, 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts, 1 looking. 2,040 at bats in 11 seasons in the minor leagues. Before this, his first ever call up to the major leagues. Fly ball right field. Goody will take care of this. 1 out. So 0 for 24. 0 for 24 since the call up. Clark. You got Jake Elmore who's got a pinch hit. Pinch hit for Brendan Barnes. Strike 1 from Litke. 5th pitcher used tonight by the Mariners. Off the glove of Seager. A hard smash. It'll be a base hit. Give you an idea what else is happening in the American League West. Pirates, 83 wins now. Beat the Rangers in Texas. Francisco Liriano pitches well, and then the Athletics lose to the Twins. Josh Willingham, who used to be with the Athletics, 2 for 3, a couple of home runs. maintain a 2-game lead. Zunino. He'll sleep well tonight, Dan.
Yeah, he's had a long night back there. A lot of pitches, a lot of pitching changes, a lot of balls in the dirt.
As you mentioned, having to warm up.
Yeah.
All these pitchers.
A lot of long innings. But he's done a nice job.
We showed you Pittsburgh winning that game, and Mariners will be in St. Louis this weekend, so Pirates will be watching that series. St. Louis 1-game lead over Pittsburgh for the National League Central.
Looking at schedules for all 3 teams, are all not quite as favorable as Cleveland, but close. It's like all 3 of those teams are going to make it. It's a matter of who wins the division.
Mike, do you like the 1-game playoff wild card?
That's a tough one because you know, Dan, when the wild card first came in, I didn't like that, and it turned out to be great for baseball, and I love it now. I don't know how else you can do it, because otherwise, you know, if you have a series, you're going to extend this thing out for how long? And how long are the other teams that are going to have to wait to play again?
Yeah,
I'm not sure if you're going to have that extra wild card. I don't know how else you can do it.
Yeah, I don't like it. I really think you get the 3 division winners and a wild card team, and you go to the playoffs and let's get going. But I just don't like anytime you have a 1-game playoff. That's just a tough way to get ousted from the playoffs.
Right. All about the drama, Dan. All about the drama from last year. And we talk about it coming down the stretch.
Yeah, and I guess I would agree with you, but on the flip side of it, I tell you to win your division, Dan.
Yeah.
At least you have a chance. You know, at that point, you have a shot at it.
2-2 battle with VR. It's this one hard through the hole. What a night.
14 hits now for the Astros. 14 hits, 10 runs. Bring up Altuve. Altuve 2 for 5 tonight. There's a double, scored a couple of runs, has driven in a run. Good night for Altuve.
Free swinger. He's scored 2 runs. 3 hits last night.
On the flip side of it too, you look at the National League, Atlanta and Los Angeles both 12 games out in front in their division.
Goes to right field. That's a fair ball. They're going to run. Barnes scores. They are right behind him. Altuve's brought in 2 more runs with his 3rd hit tonight. His 3rd RBI. It's 12-2.
Well, this is what he's done. He's gone the other way. Basically over the last 2 nights, hitting the ball the other way. As you look at our McDonald Supermo, and this is clearly a fair ball.
Yeah, Altuve's got that nice opposite field approach going blow right now, and what an advantage to be able to wait, throw your hands at the ball.
Down low, dug out by Zunino. From Lichty. Bouncing the ball to Seager. Holds out Altuve. Throws over and retires Trevor Crowe. It's out number 2. LJ Hose has driven in 3 runs. Altuve's driven in 3. 2 runs for Laird, 2 for Dominguez, 1 for Carter, 1 for VR. There's Laird. Altuve, what a night for him. 3 for 6, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and 3 steals. One. It's been ugly.
Yes, it has. 15 hits for the Astros.
Well tagged. Left field. Out plate Altuve. There's Laird. It's a ground rule double and an RBI.
Well, that's 16 hits now, and you couple that with the 6 walks and the hit batsman. It's a lot of offense for Houston tonight.
We'll take a look at it. He gets a fastball. It's middle away. Hooks it down into the corner. So he's pulled the ball with authority a couple of times tonight.
He's got 3 RBIs. So they have 1, 2, 3 players with 3 runs batted in. And let's add to the total there. Now Dominguez is going to be denied a chance to get a 3 RBIs. That ball gets back in quickly. If that hits, just keep rolling. So first and third with 2 outs.
And Carl Willis heading out to the mound, going to try to help Lucas get out of this inning. I mentioned the hits keep on coming for Lucas. He's given up 5 hits in this inning, including a couple of extra base hits. So Carl going to try to get him off the hill here. We both have played in some of these, Dan, and they're just tough. You're on the wrong side of it.
Yeah, there's just not a lot you can do.
No, there really isn't. We talked about it earlier. Just keep throwing strikes and hopefully they hit it at somebody.
Finale of this series tomorrow. CenturyLink linked to what's next. Brad Peacock faces off against Brandon Maurer. But Maurer taking the spot. Felix Hernandez scratched because of the left oblique injury. Eight men to the plate in the 7th inning. 8 men to the plate in the 8th inning. And Carter is the 8th man here in the 9th inning. "13 runs on 17 hits. Ball and 2 strikes.
Well, the Astros tonight done everything right. They are 8 for 18 with runners in scoring position.
Merciful end to the 9th. 3 more runs on the board. 13-2 Houston. Rally hats in effect. 13-2 Astros as they have unleashed a blitzkrieg over the last 3 innings. Commissioner for day, Dan Wilson, and one of the things you want to do is eliminate pitches on intentional walks because
I just think it's unnecessary. Keep the game moving. You're going to put the guy on, let him just walk on down there. Forget the 4 pitches.
Hold up 4 fingers and wave them on.
Yep. I can't remember the last time I saw one go to the backstop.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often. No. And that's a horrible way to get a base anyway.
What was it? Johnny Bench got struck out in 73 World Series?
Yeah, was it? Gave him the wide sign then.
Right, because it was 1 strike or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zunino leading off. Might go for 3 tonight. And that hits Mike Zunino. A 13-2 lead. And Reiner Cruz hits him. And a long night for Zunino. It's got a little longer.
Yeah, 96-mile-an-hour fastball running in. At least he was able to turn away from it.
Thankfully, it didn't hit his elbow. Looked like it got his
the red
side.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a long night for Mike Zunino. He might need a cold tub after this one.
Whew. Safe bet. Walk, a strikeout, and a flyout for Nick Franklin. Strike 1. On 2. Oh-2 pitch. Miguel Cabrera, June 22, 06. They're trying to intentionally walk him. Reached out, got a base hit in Baltimore. Scored a run. Some playable. Villar puts it away.
Talk about the long night. Mike Zunino, Dave. 190 pitches from Mariner pitchers tonight. Throw 5-6 pitching changes in there. That's another 40 pitches. And then the pitches between innings. That's a lot of pitches.
Stay home tomorrow, Mike.
Making your knees hurt right now, isn't it,
Danny? Wow. That's a lot of work.
Just want to see you about 6:30 tomorrow night, Mike. Center fielder Jake Elmore for out number 2.
And then 1 in the ribs just for good measure.
Yeah, right. Ugly. Michael Saunders, the hitter. 2 outs. One to Saunders. Slicing drive, left center field. And it's corralled out there by Trevor Crow. And that is a merciful end to this ball game. 13-2 the final. Mariners post game comes your way right after this break.